Let me show you why I need to design some tool storage in my trailer. So right now I need my table saw and my miter saw so that I can get started on this tool storage cabinetry. And I can't even get to them, so I have to literally clean the freaking place up before I can even use the tools that I have. Well, I don't know how many minutes that was, but I finally got the table saw out and my miter saw out, which is super frustrating because all the time wasted on getting your tools in and out of trailers, cleaning up at the end of the day, it all adds up. Get up. That spring on this door makes it easy to close but hard to open. Got my Bora Centipede 4x8 with a 2-inch insulation. This is 3/4 inch birch plywood. It's a very beautiful piece of wood. Got my miter saw set up right here. It's cordless, obviously. It's Milwaukee. I've got the Metabo 10-inch table saw set up over here. I'm gonna run an extension cord to my electrical here. I'll have a shop vac hooked up to this to kind of mitigate the mess that I have going on. What I'm planning to do is lay out my cuts on what size of pieces that I'm going to need to hopefully maximize my sheets of plywood. Let's get to work. See, probably can't see anything on camera, but I did some layout. I'm trying to lay out my boards efficiently. So what I have right now is I have 6 of the panels I need right here. That's 1, 2, 3. And then right here, I was able to make 3 of my sides and then 1, 2, 3, 5 of my spreaders. So I got all my tools set up. Got my track saw here, and I'm gonna rip these down. They're this sheet good into more manageable pieces, and then we're gonna run it over to the table saw. So we got these sheet goods cut down. First set of cabinets are done. Out of this entire sheet, this is all of my waste, so I would say that my layout was pretty good. The dado blade is installed, and I've gone ahead and made myself a nice hot cup of coffee on this gloomy, semi-cold day. Dado blades are freaking scary. I don't like using them. Yeah, we'll set the height, we'll set our fence. I have a series of measurements that I need to make, and 6 of the panels are going to be exactly the same. 4 of the other panels will be exactly the same, and then we'll go ahead and move on to assembly. So I went ahead and got my dado set up. I got the height set up for the proper depth I want, and then my fence is set up, my first offset, and my 3/4 inch piece fits in here a little bit loosely, but it's okay because I'm not building this to be a tight fit, because it's going to be a drawer slide. This is how my drawers are going to slide. I'm going to want some of that for ease of opening and closing the drawers. Now I'm going to go get the replica pieces and set it up on one, and then do all 6 of them at the same time. So yeah, let's get that done. Now I got all of these dados cut on the first go around. It went really good and really well. There's some minor splintering on the ends of the boards, of the dado ends, but what I could do to fix that is pushing it with the push block. But I don't think it's gonna matter. It's gonna look fine. Because this is so repetitive, I'm gonna go ahead and get the next I think it's 6 dados that it requires. So now I got all my dados cut. I have 6 cut in the lower cabinets. So this is going to allow for 2 4.5-inch drawers and 2 6-inch drawers. But the reason for cutting so many dados is for in the future, if I ever want to reconfigure this for, say, 4.5-inch drawers, or if I want to put, you know, a 10-inch drawer and then a 4 or something, it allows me the flexibility to move up and down my drawers without having to rebuild my cabinet walls. So that's why I did this, kind of future-proofing it, and if I ever need to in the future or have the desire to put, you know, different size drawers, because maybe it just doesn't work. You got to do some sanding, and then I'm ready to assemble it. So now I've got everything laid out that we just dadoed. I'll also need to bring out some of my spreaders. I'm gonna go ahead and sand them. I've got 180 grit and 220. I think I'm just gonna do the 180. It doesn't need to be cabinetry smooth. So it's going in my tool trailer for me personally. So I'm okay with some imperfections, and I'm not gonna take it to the level of work that I would do for a customer. So, and I'm on a time crunch, so I gotta get this stuff done. I got my Milwaukee cordless sander. I'm gonna hook it up to the shop vac, and I'm just gonna get these things sanded real quick. I got these things sanded down. It's 180 grit. You know, they're not crazy smooth, but they're smooth enough, and I'm not gonna get splinters anymore. Now I'm gonna bring out my spreaders. The spreaders will never be touched or seen. There's a lot of freaking spreaders, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get these sanded real quick. Got all the spreaders and the side panel sanded down. So now we're about ready for assembly. I was gonna use the pocket hole jig and pocket hole all of these, but now what I'm thinking to do, and I'm gonna do a test piece first, is I'm gonna probably just face screw them on the sides, because you're never gonna see the screws because they're gonna be butted up next to each other anyways. But I'm worried that I'm gonna split the plies apart. So I think pre-drilling might preserve that or prevent that. So I have no clue where I left off. I was doing some experimenting off camera, and then I had to go to Home Depot to grab some new materials and grab a couple of tools, one for a pocket hole clamp and a larger square. Off camera I did some experimenting. I think I had mentioned it, but I don't remember. Face screwing these cabinets together. So I did face screw this side, and look how flimsy it was. I barely even pried on it, and it basically came right apart. But I think that was because it wasn't a thick enough screw. So I ended up going to Home Depot. I got a thicker screw. It's a number 8 by 14. It's a number 8 by 2 inch. And so I did some experimenting on this side with the new screw. I tried to just screw it right into the plywood, and just as I suspected, I split the plywood. So what I ended up doing was I had this pre-drill with the countersink on it. So what I'm going to do is pre-drill, countersink, and fasten them. I'm just going to face screw them. I'm not even going to mess around with the pocket holes. It's going to take too much time, and I don't think that pocket screws are any stronger than I think this is the strongest way to screw it, in my opinion. I'm sure there's some YouTube video of someone testing it. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to start assembling the first one. I got my first box together, but I screwed up on this one already. On the first one I did. Learning process, I guess. Just in a groove, I did the front of it first. Obviously, you can see this one runs, you know, horizontally, and then this one in the back runs vertically, so that you can mount it to the wall. And totally slipped my mind, and I ran them both horizontally. So I pre-drilled. I have 8 holes on this one side, but nothing I could do about it now. Just learn for the next one. The boxes are built, but I still have to build the drawers. But essentially you can get the idea. There's going to be 4 drawers, 4, 4, and then this setup is going to be up here with only 2 4-inch drawers. Yeah, we're making good progress this weekend. Now that I have the boxes built, I'm going to get ready to install them. So first, let's clean all this crap up. Now that we have all the crap out of the way, let's remove the tape. And with the tape off the wall, let's install the cabinets. So the cabinets are in, at least the boxes. This is probably where I'll end part 1 of the video series. So yeah, thanks for watching. Tune back in for part 2, part 3, and who knows however many parts.